I swear I have the same shirt on every time I make a video. So recently I was able to spend the holiday with my favorite 3-year-old and maybe even like person in the whole world ever, my nephew Jonathan. And my wife, being the generous giver that she is, gave him this little toy like helicopter thing. It flew around the room and had lights and lasers and super cool, right? And when it bumps into something, inevitably it like dies and shuts off. Super fun toy for a 3-year-old and me to play with during Thanksgiving. It would hit the ground and yell, off, on, and okay, I'll turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, and play with this toy. While Jonathan would just scream in delight as I reset the toy and we just kept playing. Great, but for every like 6 minutes of playtime, we needed to plug it back in for a 3-year-old about eternity. For a normal human being, more like 15 minutes of charging. So Jonathan, 99% of the time, is just the nicest, most well-adjusted, delightful, smiley little guy like any uncle or any person could ever ask for. My brother and sister-in-law, they're crushing it as parents. They deserve a medal. Most parents deserve a medal or a trophy or a vacation without kids for a long time. Anyway, so we plugged in the helicopter and waiting for eternity, as you might have guessed, caused a complete meltdown. Like instantly, raw, unfiltered disgust, frustration, impatience. Throw myself on the floor. I want it now. Collapse in a limp pile of mush and tears and like just this boneless flesh sobbing and on the floor. It was rough. As a kid, these raw emotions, like, they're kind of normal. It's kind of part of childhood. It's part of growing up. But like as an adult, we're expected to like lock that up, show no emotions, just remain stoic, unchanged by the events of the world around us. But the truth is, I feel like Jonathan sometimes when I don't get my way. I know it's silly in that like this is just the way the world works, but I'm still really upset by not getting my way. Jonathan knew in his head that the toy needed to be charged every few minutes and we couldn't play with it, and as soon as it was charged, we could play again. Like he knew that up here, but his heart hurt when things didn't shake out the way he wanted them to. So like when pulling the limp pile of tears and face juices into my arms and holding this exhausted, quivering body against mine, I knew what he was feeling because I feel it too. That same overwhelmed, exhausted anxiety that grips my whole being. Like I know it too. I feel it just as often as he does. Only I'm expected to, for some reason, keep it all together. As an adult, when health insurance costs cost me a week's salary, when my hours are getting cut, when no one wants to buy my product, when I can't seem to communicate with my wife, when political parties around me are just crumbling and fighting, when the furnace goes out and we max out the credit card, when my parents get sick, when all I want to do is crumple on the floor in a motionless pile of choppy breaths, I pick him up, and I hold him, and I tell him, I got you. I get it. Life is hard sometimes. I don't always get what I want either. I love you, buddy. I got you. I know. I love you. Growing up is all about those hard moments. Getting shortchanged or beaten down by the world. We all have them. Some people's problems are way bigger than others. So many people have it so much worse than me. But whether it's a toy helicopter or a healthcare bill or a lost job or a dying loved one, that's hurt. Hurt is hurt. And pain is universal. The best of us seem to have felt it in an all too real of way. And it's molded them and it's shaped them into the men and women who are there for us, for the rest of us, holding us close, reminding us that I get it. Life is hard for me too sometimes. I don't always get what I want either. I love you, buddy. I get it. I got you. I'm here for you. I know. I'm with you. So for those of you working with kids, working with teenagers, those of you who love people, in your arms and tell them, I got you. I know. I love you. I'm with you. I love you. See ya.